A steel bar fell from above and pierced straight through the bodyguard's chest. He instantly coughed up blood on the spot and was rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment. But the bar had already damaged his heart, and with the local medical resources, there was no guarantee the surgery could succeed. The hospital director immediately called the world's top medical expert. When the expert arrived, she noticed something unusual and decided to operate on the patient immediately, saying it was a miracle he'd survived this long with his heart flipped outward. At that moment, the doctors could only watch helplessly as the patient's heart rate dropped to zero. No matter what methods they used, they couldn't bring him back. Everyone felt a deep sense of regret, and the family collapsed to the floor upon hearing the news. Just as the doctor was about to declare time of death, the expert rushed in without a word and immediately used a defibrillator to revive the heart. The hospital director was stunned by what he saw. Thankfully, after several minutes of effort, the monitor finally showed a heartbeat again. Everyone turned to the expert with deep respect, and the director was especially impressed. The family fell to their knees in gratitude, but the expert calmly helped them up, saying she had only pulled him back from the brink of death. To truly save him, they would still need to perform a highly risky heart chamber reconstruction, and the surgery would cost over $1 million. Upon hearing the amount, the woman's legs gave out on the spot. She had no idea how to come up with that kind of money, so the family knelt again begging the expert, saying they would find a way to pay whatever it took. Seeing their desperation, the expert agreed to cover the cost herself and applied for the hospital's charity fund. The director nodded and approved immediate surgery. Soon the full amount of $1 million was transferred, but the expert asked the director to keep it a secret, not wanting the family to feel any psychological burden. Yet her quiet kindness only led to the family's growing greed. The next day during rounds, the bodyguard's son threw a fit, complaining that the ward was too shabby. The expert was furious upon hearing this, saying the hospital was not a resort. The woman was terrified they'd be kicked out, so she slapped her son on the spot. But the grandmother, heart aching for the child, rushed over to comfort him, then scolded the woman for hitting her own son. Seeing this mess unfold, the expert didn't want to argue and turned to leave, but the grandmother blocked her path, saying she was old and had trouble moving. The expert reluctantly agreed and transferred them to a luxury ward. But to her shock, the grandmother later lit firecrackers in the room to pray for a successful surgery, triggering alarms throughout the hospital. Thinking the patient was in danger, the expert rushed into the room, only to find the patient drinking so-called holy water. She held back her fury and questioned the family, but the son shrugged and said it was just water. The expert explained she only had 3 days to perform the operation, and if it didn't happen tomorrow it would be too late. But the son accused her of doing it on purpose, saying they paid $1 million and wouldn't accept being treated based on her mood. Hearing that, the expert turned and walked away. The entire family panicked. The grandmother grabbed her, pleading that no one else could save her son, but the expert ignored her and continued walking out the door.